Okay, so we are continuing our Indisputable Truth Book Series. We are on page 136, and we're on the section called Everything is Recorded. So now, I would say that we're in the part of the book that's mostly ethical based. So the first half of the book is all about, proving God, proving Judaism. The second half of the book is more of like, the purpose of life and, those topics of like Musar, of Jewish ethics. Okay, so let's read it inside. Everything is recorded. The Torah tells us that God pays close attention to all our actions and that He records everything. As the verse says in Isaiah 65:6, see, this is recorded before me. So there's a verse, you see so many verses in the Torah. In addition, another verse says, what is a man that you make much of him, that you fix your attention upon him? You inspect him every morning, observe him at every moment. Job 7:17-18. So Job chapter 7, verses 17 to 18. Moreover, Pirkei Avot, the Oral Torah, chapter 2, Mishnah 1, says, know what is above you, a watching eye, a listening ear, and all your actions are recorded in the book of God. And all your actions are recorded in a book. So you see, based off that, there's so many sources that everything is being recorded, that we're being watched. All our actions are being observed. And like we said in the beginning of the series, when we were talking about how, not only that God exists, but He runs the world, we said the idea that this world is, in a sense, it's like, it's like God's mind in a sense, metaphorically speaking. Obviously not, God doesn't have a brain, but it's like God's mind. And because it's God's mind, right, everything is being watched, everything is being observed. He's paying attention. He's willing everything to existence. Without Him, all existence would cease to be, because He's infinite. Infinite is all-encompassing. The finite is not a separate entity from the infinite. The finite is an illusion. It's really Einon Milvado. It's all Hashem. It's all the infinite. Okay, fine. But to continue what we're saying. The great and holy sage, the Chafetz Chaim, was once asked by the people of his generation in the 1900s about the camera and recorder that was recently invented at the time. The people of the generation asked, why did God allow for the camera and recorder to be created now and not before? The Chafetz Chaim responded that God wanted to show the people that just as a camera can take pictures and a recorder can record sound, so can God. He said that in the previous generations, when you taught people this idea that, God's recording them, everybody understood it. Nobody needed proofs. But in the more recent generations, people started questioning if this was possible. Therefore, God allowed this to be invented. So it's very simple. The question was, again, just to repeat it, why did imagine we had a camera at the time of the Exodus. Okay, you could record it on HD, 4K. Imagine we had a camera at the Torah at Mount Sinai. God could have recorded everything. Why is it that, why is it all of a sudden that now, God invented it now and not before? And like what He said, it's like what He said before, that back then when He told people are being when things are being recorded, that events happen, certain events happened, whatever, with, there's witnesses, all that, people believed it. Nowadays people are skeptical. So Hashem wanted to prove the idea that just like a camera can record you, it can record every sound, it can record everything in the highest definition, possible, so too God can record all our actions. So there's no escaping it. So whoever doubts that God has the ability to record our actions, obviously is mistaken. Okay. When we leave this world, we are taken for judgment by God. This procedure is similar to the courthouses in this world. The same way a person's actions are exposed in a courthouse, the heavenly court will display each person's action throughout his life. In heaven, however, both a person's public and hidden actions will be testified against him. Imagine the shame that a person will feel when all of his deeds are revealed. Meaning what? It's basically trying to say that, if God's recording everything, that means even our public and hidden, even our private and hidden actions will be revealed. So we have to understand that if it's all going to be, displayed on in the heavenly court, meaning we're going to be judged for everything. There's no escaping. So we can't, a lot of people think, in public, they act one way, but in private they act a different way. No, everything will be revealed. If today a person got a speeding ticket for $1,000 and he needed to stand in front of the judge tomorrow, this person would be so anxious that he would not be able to sleep the entire night. If we react like this when we're dealing with human judges made of flesh and blood, what will we do when we meet the true judge who will determine where we will be placed for all eternity? Meaning if we can't even stand going, oh my gosh, there's so many things we do in our life that we're so nervous. You go to court, you're freaking out. But if you can't even stand the judgment of a simple court for a little parking ticket, then what are you going to do in the heavenly court? How are you going to be able to stand the pressure? when your entire eternity is determined? Fine. So that's everything is recorded. Next section, what really matters in the end. Imagine standing at a funeral of a very successful millionaire named David. A close friend gets up to give a few words about David and his life's accomplishments in front of all his friends and family. He starts by praising David's many great business dealings and the real estate he acquired throughout his life. He continues to speak about the many luxurious cars that David owned and the brand name watch collection he had. As he continues, he suddenly realizes that all the family members start blushing, feeling awkward and embarrassed. Suddenly, David's wife gets up, cuts this person off, and asks that he focus on other accomplishments David made, such as the charity he gave, the time he spent learning Torah, what a family man he was. The question is, why was everyone so embarrassed when the eulogy was given? When the eulogy that was given praised David's physical accomplishments. Was anything said false? The guy was money hungry. That's all he cared about. 95% of his time was chased after materialism. So was anything said false? Did anybody say anything wrong about him? No one's lying. The answer is that even the most secular person does not want to leave this world and be known for his or her wealth, muscles, or looks. Instead, no one wants to be, the material things that we do. That's not what people want to leave a legacy of. Instead, people want to be remembered for the spiritual or deeper accomplishments. Yet, the irony of life is that we spend almost 99% of our time chasing physical matters, materialism, even though deep down we know internally that this is not the legacy we want to leave behind or what we want to be known for. Ask yourself this question. What do you want people to say and remember about you after you leave this world? What do you want people to say at your funeral? It's tough to think about death, but it's a question worth reflecting on from now. Because the way you think about this now will determine how you live your life. Don't wait till the end. It's too late when you're 80 years old to think about this. What do you want to be now? What do you want people to say about you? Do you want people to say all he cared about was his school? Do you want people to say that all he cared about was his money? Do you want people to say all he cared about is eating at fancy restaurants? Or no, this guy, he changed the world. He made generations of Jewish people. He gave millions and billions of dollars to charity. The guy helped all the orphans and widows. You want people coming to this guy's funeral and saying, if it wasn't for this guy, I wouldn't be here right now. He saved me. Where would I be without him? He saved my life. He saved my spiritual, my physical life. He saved my marriage. He saved my kids. He did so many things for me. This human being is an angel on earth. Right? What do you want people to say? Ask. Think about it. It's very easy to talk about and say, okay, what do you want people to say? And go on to the next topic. No. Ask yourself, what do you want people to say? What legacy do you want to leave? And if you know right now, if you're imagining this and you think, okay, I want to live a life where people remember me for the great things I did, for what I accomplished, I want to do great things, whatever, and help the world in a spiritual way and do acts of kindness, whatever, then whatever you're thinking of, do it now. Start doing it now. Don't wait till later. Don't wait till after you finish school. Don't wait till after you get married. No, start now. Now is the time to grow. Now is the time to change. Okay? All right. Let's finish there. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.